Hello, everyone. We are really happy to see you here, and we do hope that today you'll have a really productive session. We are sorry that something happened with our email, so you didn't get our link on time. But anyway, we do hope that everything will be okay. So today we are going to discuss reading strategies. And before Akbar starts, I'd like you to listen to our founder and CEO of Start Teaching and Learning, Mr. Samad Samadov.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I think that in most parts of the world that we are connecting now is almost the evening. So I'd like to say again hello to everyone and say all my thanks to each of you that you found time to join this webinar. So just a few words for those who do not get that much information about our company. So Start Teaching and Learning, that's a multinational company actually, which is mainly busy with delivering different kind of teacher development courses, whether online or offline. And that's about 5 years that we are doing this stuff. And so we've had so far so many international conferences, different type of seminars, workshops, as well as our TESOL courses. And of course, we are proud of our trainers. We really have, that's good trainers that we're really proud of them. Our trainers from different parts of the world. We've got trainers from United Kingdom, from Greece, from Ukraine, from Georgia, from Iran, from different parts. And today it's my privilege, to introduce, I'd say, my older brother, my best friend, as well as my teacher, my trainer. I mean, the words will never be able to describe my respect to this man, and probably most of you, know him. He is our international TESOL trainer. Who taught, in different countries during several years, very much experienced, and I'm more than sure that you will get a lot of information, new information, a lot of knowledge from him, as well as a dedicated, extraordinary person. As a personality. That's something different. I'm really missing him, and I really would like to meet and hug him. So not to kind of waste our time, I'd like just to pass my words to Mr. Akbar Ghafouri, and he's going to start our second webinar. So Akbar, it's your turn. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. Samad. Your words just put me into feeling too much shame, actually. I hope I deserve those words. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And also I would like to thank Eva, who did actually her best to gather us here. Everyone, hello, dear teachers from all over the world. As Eva told me, more than 140 teachers have registered for today's webinar. And as you know, we're going to talk about teaching reading skill. Shall I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, dear teachers, if you remember the other session that I was trying to give you a short brief about today's webinar, I had some questions like this. Have you ever asked yourself, why do a lot of students think of reading sessions like the boring ones? Are you familiar with 6 reading strategies that we can use in order to jazz up, in order to make our reading classes more exciting for our students? Today I'm here to share some of those activities as well as some of these reading strategies with you. Are you ready for that? Okay, so I would like to see if I can use my PowerPoint here, the slide of my PowerPoint. Ms. Eva?
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to help you.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see it. Yeah?
That's it. It's okay. I can see that now.
Great.
Great. So the time that I just need to change my slide, I will let you know by a word like next slide or something like this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So, teachers, reading strategies. Let's go to the first slide, please. Let's change. What is it? Predicting. Well, do you think that this strategy sounds similar to you? Let me talk about it a little bit, okay? Have you noticed the time that you want to read a text? Before you starting it, you probably predict a few things to yourself. Remember? Before you start reading the text, you probably predict a few things to yourself, either consciously or unconsciously. You read the title, which may have given you a clue about the text, so you expect to read something about the text. Let me just summarize what I said. When you start reading the text for the first time, you probably predict few things about it, maybe consciously or automatically. How? By reading the title, by using your general knowledge or experience. Why? To understand the text more easily. We call this strategy, predicting strategy. So teachers, remember that. Before asking the students to go through reading the text, use predicting strategies. How? I will let you know today. Okay? Great. So let's review. Predicting before asking the students to go through reading. We can ask them, we can help them to use their knowledge, to use their experience to guess what the text is about. We call it predicting the strategies. Got it? For example, you're going to have a reading about the animals, and the text has some photos in it. Showing the photo, say that, well, dear students, what do you think this text is about? Where do you think the story happened? And question like this to engage students into the things that you're going to teach. Got it? Let's go to the next strategy. Eva, please, the next one. Thank you. Skimming. Well, I'm sure that all of you have already heard about this word and this strategy, but I'm going to explain a bit more. When you skim the passage or the text, you look at the headline and perhaps pictures and familiar setting that helps you to get the gist. Remember, the gist of what you are seeing. That is, the overall picture rather than the specific details. We call it skimming. Let me explain by another words, using another words. Predicting finished, and now it is time for the teachers to go through skimming strategies. You ask the students like this: everyone, look at the headlines, look at the pictures. What do you think this text is about? What are some of the things that seem familiar to you? Can you tell me some of the information that you can get through a short look, So we call it skimming. Can you know, another thing that you can ask your students to tell you is that, okay, give me the overall picture about what we're going to read today. Remember that we haven't asked them to go through the lines. First, we ask the teacher, the students, to predict what we're going to read about. Then we ask them to look at the headlines, at the pictures, and find some familiar things that they've already know, and then ask them to give us an overall view, an overall picture of what we're going to read. We call it, yes, skimming. What was the first one? What was the first one? Yes, it was predicting. What about the second? True. Skimming. Let's go to the next slide, Eva, please. Oh, this is scanning. Well, I'm sure that you've already heard about that word too. You know, when you scan the text, this is, remember, that the third strategy, the third step when the teacher wants to go through teaching the text. When you scan the text, you look for what you want to see. This is important, the keyword. When you scan the text, you look for the words or for the things, or in one general word, you look for what you want to see. When you find that relevant words, you scan it for only that specific information. Remember, first we predict, then we skim, and then we go through scanning. What we scan, do we scan all the things? No, we scan what we want to look. We scan what we want to see. We scan what we want to find. What we want to find, the relevant words that are related to the question that we are going to ask the students to answer. For example, a question like this. Everyone look at the text, please. How many words do we need in a language to be able to speak communicatively? So students only look for yes, for the numbers. And do you know the number of the words? This is a question that you are supposed to answer for the next webinar. What was the first strategy? Yes, it was predicting. What about the second? What? Shall I ask Eva? No, I'm going to ask you. Neither Eva nor Samad, please, you. Yes, teachers, that's it. The second one was skimming. And the third one, yeah, is clear on your screen, scanning. So, first, true. The second, yes. And the third, scanning as you see. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, reading intensively. I'm going to give you a short time to think about it. Intensively reading. Okay, think, that's it. So, as teachers, we're not supposed to enter the class and ask the students to open their book and go through reading the text. First, we have some question to help them use predicting strategies. That's it. The second, we ask them to scheme it. How, for example, what the text is about. Give me an overall picture or view of what we're going to read. Then we go through scanning. We have some, question by purpose to direct the student's attention to some specific information that we call it what? Yes, scanning. But what about reading intensively? I'm going to explain about it. Are you ready? Great. Sometimes you read more intensively. Remember, more intensively. So you read the text very thoroughly, very thoroughly. You take more time and read it from start to finish. I got the definition. What about you? You take more time to read it from the start to finish. You try to understand the text completely, even reading between the lines. We call it, yes, reading intensively. Any question? I'm going to answer your question at the end of today's webinar. Don't worry. So, in order to just review what we learned about reading intensively is that we spend more time on the text to read very thoroughly, to take more time, to read from the start to finish, and we try to understand the text completely, even reading through between the lines. Let's review. We have learned, we have heard, I think it's better to say that we have heard 4 strategies. The first one, because I know that some of you have already known about this strategy, was predicting. This is the first strategies that all the teachers are supposed to use when they're going to go through reading sessions. The next one, true, that's it. It was skimming. The third, scanning. And the fourth, yes, reading intensively, as you see on the board. But I've got a question. In which strategy the teacher asked the students to give the overall picture of what we're going to read today? Who can answer? Mobina, can you answer? What about you, Leila? Leila? Yes, man. That's it. True, Leila. Yeah, that's true. Yes. And it was, what was that? Again, Leila? Yes. The overall picture was skimming. And in which strategy the teacher asked the students to try to understand the whole text completely? Who can answer? Ms. Summer, can you name a teacher here, please? We can ask her. Mr. Summer.
Probably Tatiana Cholombi.
Wow, let her answer. So what's her answer? Whoa, that's true. Yeah, reading intensively. That's great. And the next question, in which strategy the teacher asked the students, listen, in which strategy the teacher asked the students to only look for a specific information. The teacher asks the students to look for the specific information. What is it? Yeah, that's it. Sorry, because I'm checking from my laptop here. I check your answers here. That's it. True. Yes, scanning. Wow, I love your answers. I'm glad that you're, listening. Thank you. So it was scanning. Okay, let's go to number 5. Eva, don't go to next slide, please. Okay, let's see if the Oh, you have revealed the secret. Okay, don't worry, no problem. Let's continue, because I would like to ask the teachers if they know what the 5th strategy is. No problem. We can go to the next strategy. Is that okay? Okay, so as Eva is going to show the screen again, let's review what we have learned. How many strategies have we learned so far? How many? Yeah, that's it. 4. What about number 3? Which one was number 3? Let me see your answer. Yes, Shima, 4. Yeah, everybody says 4. Yeah, that's it. And what about number 3? What was number 3? Let me see your number 3 answer. Yes, it was scanning. Thank you. Your answer is okay. It was scanning. And which one was number 1? Which one was number 1? Let me see. Yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah, the first one was predicting. Yes, 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 yeah. True, true. And what about number 4? Which one was number 4? Which one was number 4? Wow, so many true answers. Sama, do you see? They all answer correctly. Can I see the screen of my presentation, the slides? Yes, true. Firuza, you're right. Okay, perfect. Yes, reading intensively. Okay, I'm waiting for the slides to continue. Okay, got it. Yeah, reading intensively, reading intensively, reading intensively. That's true. Perfect. I'm proud of all of you participants, dear teachers from all over the world. Okay, as we're waiting for the slides to get ready, I would like to share something with you fun, something funny. Maybe some of my teachers know that these days I'm working on TV as an English teacher because of coronavirus. Students are banned, to go to school. So I go to teach on TV. The first day after teaching, after going on, live and finishing teaching, I left the studio and I started walking in the street. The guy just came to me and greeted me. Hi, sir. I was kind of shocked. Ooh, I have become famous. Everybody knows me from now on. But, the curiosity just made me go to that guy and ask him how he knows me. Then I went to him and says, sorry, can you please let me know how? And he started laughing and says that, you're crazy? I said that, what is that word? I said that, come on, I was the guy who attached the microphone. And the time that you were presenting, you wanted to start teaching. I got it? So I thought that, oh my God, I have become very popular and famous. Okay, can I use this slide? Yes. Go to reading intensely. Back. One more. One slide back. Yes, that's it. So we talked about reading intensively, and I said that sometimes we read more intensively. Reading intensively. Number 4, Eva. Number 4. Next slide. Yes, next slide. That's it. Perfect. We talked about reading intensively, and I said that we go to read the text very thoroughly. We take more times to read it from start to finish, and we try to understand the text completely. So we call it reading intensively. By the way, teachers, do you know what the 5th strategy of reading is? Can you guess? I know that some of you could cheat and could read the next slide, but let's see who could read. Let me see the answers. What about number 5? I'm waiting for your answers. Yes, extensive reading, practice, cohesive, something. Okay, that's it. Let's get to number 5. Eva, please. The next slide. Eva, do you hear me? No, not cohesive, maybe. I don't know. Wait, let's see. Eva, do you hear me? Wow, unfortunately, there's something wrong with the, changing the slide. No problem. I can continue even without a slide. Sama, do you agree?
Yeah, sure, of course. No problem. Okay. Technology happens.
So, as some of the participants just mentioned, we have cohesive devices. Listen, cohesive devices. The first one, predicting. The next one, what was that? Yes, skimming. The third, what was the third one? What was the third one? Yes, scanning. The fourth, true, reading intensively. And number 5 is cohesive devices reading strategies. Let me explain about it, okay? Are you ready? Another strategy, as I named that cohesive devices, when you employ, when you use it, we can call it the ideas you use this device or you use this strategies, okay? Listen, it's important. Another strategies that you employ is knowledge or is knowing of cohesive device or how ideas are linked together, where in a text. Let me give you an example. For example, you are reading about what the reviewer enjoyed in a film. You come across the phrase, on the other hand. You come across the phrase, it means that you face with this phrase, on the other hand. What was the text about? The reviewer writing about the time or the film that he enjoyed or she enjoyed. While you're reading his review, you come across the phrase, on the other hand. Thank you, Eva. This phrase, on the other hand, I mean, signaled to you that next you will read about the things that the reviewer didn't like. Understand? We call it cohesive device. Such devices help you to follow the relationship between the writer's idea. These ideas or these relationships are the glues which holds the whole text together. Got it? Let me explain a bit more. Cohesive device is the knowledge of the ideas, is the knowledge or the ability that helps you to get the ideas that are related together, that are linked together. How, as I mentioned, when you are reading a text, and that text is about a reviewer who just did a review the film or a piece of, I don't know, a movie or something, he keeps writing what he liked about that film, but you face with that expression. On the other hand, when you see this expression or when you see this phrase, on the other hand, it means that, hey, you're supposed to face with something that he didn't like. Got it? We call it cohesive devices. As I mentioned, such devices help you to follow the relationship between the writer's idea and they are the glues, stick, which holds the whole text together. We call it cohesive device. Let's review. We have learned 5 strategies. Number 1, predicting. Number 2, yes, skimming. 3, scanning. 4, yes, reading intensively. Number 5, cohesive devices. And what about number 6? Who knows what number 6 is? Can I see your answers about number 6? Ideas related together. Okay, I'm waiting for number 6. Let's see if somebody knows what number 6 is. No answer? Yeah, that's it. Eva, let's go to that. Yes, getting meaning, the word from context is the easiest one, actually. Another strategy, and the last one that you employ is guessing meaning the word from the context, okay? As you're reading the text, as you're reading the passage, you come across, as you said, you face with the unknown words. Also, you don't know what that word means. You don't stop. You don't ponder it. You don't think about it. you don't stop reading. You don't go to the dictionary to look up the word. What do? You continue reading that. The next couple of sentences give you clues about the meaning of the unknown word. So you continue reading. This strategy of guessing meaning of unknown word from context is the way that we have learned so many new words. We call it the strategy of guessing meaning, the words or unknown words from the context. Now, we are familiar with 6 different reading strategies. Finished? No. Now we're going to go through activities because we want to apply these theories. We want to put these theories into practice. Let's go and have some examples. Let's go and have some activities based on this predicting. But remember that you are supposed to tell me what strategy do I use for these activities. Are you ready? Let's go to the next one. If our next slide, please. As I mentioned, we have 6 reading strategies. And now we are going to practice these reading strategies and put them into the activities. I'm going to mention some of activities. You tell me which activities do I use for, which strategies do I use for these activities? Ready? Ready? Okay, listen. As a teacher, you, me, or everyone goes to the class, gives learner the question sheet, question sheet like this, okay? And asks them to guess the answers before reading the text. This is very nice activity. I have a question sheet with some questions on that. Go to the class, give the students, and ask them to guess the answer before reading the text. Which strategies do I use? Can you guess? Let me give you another activities. As a teacher, I go to the class and I give the learners the genre, the title, the illustration, the keywords from the text. Piece of paper. Everyone, look at this paper. Here they are the keywords of the text that we are going to read today. Take a look at the text and let me know what the text that we're going to read is about. Now tell me, what is the name of this activity? So a strategy. Which strategy do I use for these activities? Let me check your answers. True, true. And what do you see? Sama, do you see all of them were answering correctly? That's awesome. Predicting. Let's check. Emma, let's check. Yes, predicting. That's true. Awesome. Are you ready for the next activity? So we have learned 2 related activities for reading strategy. What is that? Predicting. Let's go to the next one. Everyone, listen carefully. Eva, don't check that till I say, okay? I'm going to check if the participants got the point or no. Dear lovely teachers from all over the world, you go to the class, you give your learners a newspaper, piece of newspaper or magazine, and ask them to find which pages the following are on. For example, which pages of the magazine is about the weather report, is about, for example, TV schedule, is about business news, is about readers' letters. Okay, you go to the class, give a piece of newspaper or magazine or something and ask the students, okay, take a quick look at the newspaper or the magazine and tell me which page is about the weather report. What is the strategy that I use for this activity? Can you guess? Skimming, scanning. Okay, Yes, let's see, let's see. Wow, that's great. So many answers I see here. Eva, let's check. Yeah, that's it. Skimming. You're right. Let me. Oh my God! All of you have answered correctly. That's awesome. So yes, you're right. Skimming. Another activity for skimming is that as a teacher, you ask your learners to read the first sentence of each paragraph. It's funny, You go to the class, give the text, and says that everyone, you're supposed to only read the first sentence of each paragraph. Then say what the whole text is about. What is it? It's skimming. Teachers, I ask you to do something. Do not go to your class. Do not give the whole task directly and ask them to go through the lines immediately. Please use different strategies. And the first one, predicting. The next one, yes, skimming. And the next, okay? Okay, let's go to the next slide, Eva. Are you ready? Eva, next slide. Okay, listen, everybody, and tell me what strategy do I have behind these activities? You teachers, you ask your learners to read the questions and identify what kind of answer they should look for. For example, what kind of answer you should look for, okay? Go and find the date. Go and find the amount of money. Go and find someone's name. Go and find the name of a city. Go and find the age of Akbar Ghafouri. What is this? That is the strategy. Let me see. Ooh, yeah. But do you see all of them are answered correctly? Are answering correctly. That's true. I love you all. Okay, let me give you another example. As a teacher, you give a reading race where learners have to find specific information. It helps you. Specific information from a text faster than the others. For example, everyone, you have only 1 minute, okay, to take a look at this text and tell me how old Akbar is. Finished. How old is he? 24. Yes, you're right. That's a joke, of course. So what is the name? Yes, let's check. Eva, let's check. I'm waiting to check. Yes, scanning. Oh my God, all of you have answered correctly, except one. Except one. No problem. That's normal. I usually make too many mistakes. And another activity based on a reading strategy. Okay, you teachers, listen and tell me what strategy do I have behind this activity. You teachers, you go to your class, you give your learners an article and ask them to provide a title for it. This is lovely. You go to your class, you give an article to your students and say that you have time to provide a title for this text. Got it? What is the name of this strategy? Reading for details, maybe. I'm not sure. Scanning. Let's see. Let me give you another example to make it more clear. You teachers, you give your learners a text with a few sentences removed from it. This is funny. Please use these activities, okay? You give your learners a text with a few sentences removed from the text. They put the sentence back in the correct places. You ask them to put the sentence back into the correct places. What is this strategy that I have, that I use, that I apply? Oh my God, all of you are answering correctly. Let me give you another example. You go to your class, you give your learners a news story and ask them what they would have done if they had been in that situation. Okay? You give your learners a news story and ask them what they would have done if they had been in that situation for a higher level. And now Let me check. Yes, yes, yes. True, true. Eva, let's check the answer. The next slide, please. And let's check. Yes, yes, true. Reading intensively. Awesome. Thank you, Shima. Thank you, Samira. Thank you, Sitara. And thank you, everybody. I see your answers here. That's awesome. Are you ready for the next challenge? Okay, about the next slide. You know, when the participants, when the teachers answer correctly, I feel awesome. I feel like flying in the air. You know, dear teachers, you go to your class and you give your students a cut up text to put in order. You know, you have already cut up the text. You go to the class and you ask them to put the text in order to make a whole text. The name of the strategy, what do you think is? Let me see. Okay. Let me give you another example for this strategy. You give your students, your learners, a text with reference words underlined, like this, it, he, she, those, or etc. And have them identify the noun that each word refers to. For example, do you see the underlined pronoun she? Can you identify which noun does that word, she refer to? Cohesive device, cohesive device, cohesive. All of you are answering correctly. Let's check the answer, Eva. Yes, true. Samad, for the sake of all the teachers who are answering correctly, please put your hands together. Clap, Mr. Samad. Clap for them. That's it. Eva, you too, please. Awesome. Thank you. And the last slide. Are you ready for that? Maria, thank you for your answer. You know, you choose difficult words from the text. Why Nanamdi High? You choose difficult words from the text and ask learners to choose the correct meaning for each of them from choice A, B, C, D. Again, you choose difficult words from a text. This is the text, okay? And you choose the most difficult ones from it. And then you ask the learners to choose the correct meaning for each of them. Which one is the correct meaning, for example, for sanitize? A, B, C, or D? What strategy do I apply for this activity? Let me see your answers. Ooh, yes, you're right. You're right. That's it. Another example, you give learners some definitions and ask them to find corresponding words in the text. Dear teachers, they're not only examples, they are the activities that I would love, to see those activities in your classes with your students. Listen, you give your learners some definitions. Here they are the definitions. Dear students, find the corresponding words in the text. What is the name of the strategy that I use here, teachers? Yes, yes, yes. Let's check the answer. Eva, please, let's check the answer. Yes, all of you are right. All of you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. I hope the next time that you go to your classes, you will have some of these activities with your students through reading sessions. Do you promise? Let me see your yes here. Let me see how many yes we have here. We have them all in solutions book. That's it. Great. Perfect. Yes, true. Awesome. Thank you very much. And the last slide. The last slide, Yvonne. Yeah, thank you. So now, dear SR learning and teaching friends, you are experts in developing reading skills in a classroom. So it's your time next time to advise other teachers and share what you have got here with the others. Love you all. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much, Akbar. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And we do hope that, that was pretty much productive for the participants, and I'm sure that most of them, they were kind of familiar with the strategies. It was kind of refreshing their background knowledge, and for those who got this knowledge for the first time, I hope that they are going to use these things, these strategies when teaching reading skills lessons. Thank you very much, Akbar, again. So millions thanks to Eva.
I'd like to ask our participants, could you type your countries, please, in the chat box, just for us to see which countries were watching our webinar? Actually, we've got really more than 100 registration, but unfortunately it happened and we had some kind of difficulties with our web link to this webinar, but we do hope that for the next time we won't have any problems. Anyway, so I can see that we have Ukraine, Yahoo, yeah, great. So what?
Uzbekistan?
Yeah, actually, Uzbekistan,
Georgia.
Ukraine, Georgia. Actually, we really have multinational Batumi, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Iran, great. And I know I saw that
we have from Tunisia too.
Yeah, great. I saw those registration even from Italy and also from Oman and another country I told you, Akbar, today, Argentina as well. So our geography is really wide. Thank you very much for your participation. And you'll get your emails a bit later about some kind of additional information. And then when we have our next speaker and our next presenter, we will let you know by emails. Okay? So thank you very much. See you later. Please stay healthy. Don't give any way to despair. We do hope that everything will be okay in just at least in a month.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much again for everyone who joined us. Thanks a lot, dear teachers, dear trainers. So take care. Take it easy. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you all. Bye-bye.